Today, we will study about the Rutherford's alpha ray scattering experiment. Rutherford and his collaborators, Giger and Marsden, did an experiment popularly known as Goldfile experiment or alpha ray scattering experiment to understand the structure of atom. So let us first study about the experimental arrangement which they took to understand the concept of structure of atom. So they took a source of alpha rays. As we know, radioactive substances they emit the alpha rays. So they took a source, a radioactive substance S in a lead cavity. This radioactive substance is a source of alpha rays, and these alpha rays they are allowed to pass through a collimator. A fine beam of alpha rays they are allowed to pass through the collimator, and they observe the deflection of these alpha rays when they are passed through a gold foil. They observe the deflection through a rotatable detector consisting of the microscope, and they used a zinc sulfide screen, and with the help of this microscope or the rotatable detector they observed the scattering of the alpha particles which pass through the gold foil. So once again I am repeating, there is a source in the lead cavity, source that is a radioactive source, radioactive substance which emits the alpha rays. They are passed through the collimator and allowed to pass through the gold foil. This is the gold foil. In the experiment they took like that, and they observed the scattering of alpha particles through a rotatable detector, that is a microscope. So this is about the experimental setup or experimental arrangement they used for understanding the structure of atom. And what were his observations? Rutherford and his co-workers, they plotted a graph between the scattering angle theta and the number of alpha particles n theta scattered at angle theta for a very large number of alpha particles. So here we can see this graph. So this is the axis which is showing the scattering angle theta, 0, 20, 40, 60, 80 like that. So this is the scattering angle, and this is a number. This axis, the y-axis, is representing the number of alpha particles scattered, that is n theta. So that is 0, 10, 10 raised to power 2, 10 raised to power 3 like that. So while observing, the graph is like this, and it is very evident that how it is changing. So for large angle, for the large angle of scattering, the number of particles are very less. So from the graph, they found that this is an important thing and important observations, that most of the alpha particles they pass straight through the gold foil. That means through the gold foil, here it is also written that most alpha particles pass straight, and this is very important for drawing the conclusion for the structure of the atom. Most of the alpha particles which pass through the collimator and allowed to pass through the gold foil, they pass without any deflection. So here it is written most alpha particles pass straight, and this was the first observation they drew, that most of alpha particles pass straight through the gold foil, which means they do not suffer any collision with gold atoms. That means there is no collision of these particles with the gold foil or gold atoms. Second observation, only about 0.14% of incident alpha particles, incident on the gold foil, alpha particles is scattered by more than 1 degree. Only 0.14%, that means very less number of incident particles, they scatter by more than 1 degree. Third observation, about 1 alpha particle in every 8,000 alpha particles deflects by more than 90 degree. That means out of 8,000 incident alpha particles, 1 particle deflects by more than 90 degree. And fourth one out of 20,000 alpha particles incident retraces its path, that is deflects by 180 degree. That means out of 20,000 alpha particles incidenting on the gold foil, only 1 reflects back by an angle of 180 degree, that means retraces its path. So these were the observations. Here we can understand that most of the particles they pass straight, a few deflects through small angles, and 1 out of 8,000 deflects more than 90 degree, and 1 out of 20,000 retraces its path. So these were the observations of the Rutherford and his collaborators Giger and Marsden. Now what they concluded from these observations and that led to the structure of atom. Conclusions. Now first, most of the space in an atom is empty. That means with the gold foil atoms, most of the alpha particles they are not interacting with the gold atoms of the nucleus. That means the alpha particles, as they are positively charged, the atom or the nucleus which is also positively charged, that means that is very very small, and most of the space in an atom that is empty. That's why most of the alpha particles they pass straight. Second conclusion, the entire positive charge of the atom, because of these observations, they concluded the entire positive charge of the atom must be concentrated in a tiny central core called its nucleus. They called it nucleus. That means alpha particles, as they are positively charged, and if they are not interacting, they are passing straight when they are allowed to pass through the gold foil. So the gold atoms, they are not interacting, they are not deflecting their paths, most of the alpha particles. That means the positive charge, the entire positive charge, that should concentrate in a very small region, and this tiny region, the central core, they called it as nucleus. And third conclusion, they drew that most of the mass of an atom must be concentrated in this tiny central core called nucleus. So these were the observations and conclusions of Rutherford's alpha ray scattering experiment.